Welcome back, everybody. Harry here, known as Trade Shop, and today we're going to look at Atom. We got Tfuel, and let's look at Bitcoin first because we're having a bit of a dampening, and nothing to be surprised. We're just getting rejected at these higher levels, which is totally fine. Coming back, closing within the range here. You can see that play that I always talk about when this wick is broken. Boom, we see downside continuation. Now, what am I looking for? Well, obviously we can move this line now. Actually, no, I'm going to leave that there because this is our range. But essentially this zone has been tested. So essentially that's our range. And then we do have a short-term range here. So I'm looking for price to come here. We'll probably get a wick and a bounce here. I do look for a bounce, and if it doesn't continue from here, then I do think and it comes and tests all the way back here. But if it does come and test all the way back here and closes below, then I think we will come and fill this whole range here, which will be worrying. But I'm not bearish. Things are looking good. Daily chart looking great. We have a bearish candle today. I'm not bearish until it breaks its own wick. So as long as it's not breaking its own wick, we seem good on Bitcoin and looking at these lower prices as possible opportunities. 2 day looks good. Yeah, that even looks very good. You know, all momentum will be to the downside. As we can see, this is getting extremely low here on the 1 hour. So definitely, getting to an area where we always see a bounce. So you can see in the past, look at this. So, if we bring this up like this, you can see we always bounce. Definitely, we could go a tiny one more stab lower, but normally we do have a bounce. 2 hour Stokes holding, that trend line, which you can see on the 2 hour Stokes. You can see this very clear trend line here. And I do think that that one more stint that I was talking about on the 1 hour can come play into the 2 hour, and we go up. 4 hour will be down, obviously, and we can see no trend lines to be given there. So, what am I looking for else? I mean, that's basically what I have to say. It's pretty simple analysis, not very complicated. I am bullish on Bitcoin. I do think that we continue up, but in the short term, yes, I do think we do come down a little bit, maybe test around here, wicks below. But I think we do have a bounce there, and if that bounce does get sold into and we close a 4 hour or even take out this last wick, then I look for us to come down. So let's go on to Atom. So Atom, we did talk about this possible bull flag, and we can see, oops, I can't do Control Z to this. I think it's roughly around that size. And we can see on Atom what happened was is that we were pumping here looking for some upside, and then I saw we had this descending channel trying to make it clear, and we failed to break above that descending channel. But all this was really, and this is another way to look at it, and this is what I want the people who are consistently watching my videos to try realize we have a support and yeah, we have resistance and a support. As soon as price closed below that support, look left, we have a clean range to fill, and you can see price came down and filled that range perfectly and even continued to the bottom of the range. Now, at the bottom of the range, we have support here. Price got supported by that, right? So it's simple price action, but I wanted to make it simple with a descending channel so you guys can see it. And as soon as the channel broke to the downside, you can see that move came down. And you could take the measurement from that, which would be something like this, and it probably did play out, and you can see something like that. So what am I looking for now? Well, let's see if there's any other trade opportunities. So we have, a new line of resistance here. Remove that. We're still holding an upwards trend, right? So I'm looking at this to be a bouncing area. This candle should flip now. So this is a good possible bouncing area right here. And then I'm looking for the candle to flip, and I want to see some indication of flipping. At the moment, we don't have any trade opportunities that I can see. No clear trade opportunities. So what am I looking for? I'm just looking for a bit of sideways on the higher time frames. We're just flagging out, and I'm still bullish on it. Just we got rejected up here. As long as we don't break below this pivot here on a daily closure at 18, then we're looking good. Let's go to Tfuel. This thing's crazy. Look at the daily, right? We're having a big sell-off now. Let's go straight to the 4 hour. And we did take out that wick, so but we did break the candle lows. So 4 hour not telling me much. Indecisive candle, breaking this wick and breaking the lower wick, just, bouncing up and down. So what does that tell me? Well, obviously I'm going to be bullish on a chart that looks like this, but let's go and look even lower time frames. All right, we found support within the range. That's great. And now we have a resistance. We close bullish at support on the 1 hour here. And now looking left, we have a clean range to fill. High chance we come up and fill the range, which we have. So that's already gone. And guess what happens when we fill the top of the range? We get a rejection down, right? So that's telling me now that if we are getting a rejection at the top of the range, what could we look for? You guessed it, more of a range to be built. Unless we close a 4 hour above this pivot or an hour above this pivot, then I see some continuation. But keep this in mind, right? Keep this in mind. Look at the move we've had, right? We've had a 67% move, and so don't be try chasing green candles. And let this cool off, and then we'll come back to it. And with that being said, remember, guys, take care. Trade shop. Oh, let me just look at Ethereum quickly. Ethereum a little bit more worrying in, this is if this does want to close below back in this range here, then I do look for it to come down to it will probably pop down to 1640, to be honest. Probably somewhere in between here, we could see it pop down, right? Oops. Somewhere in between here, I look for Ethereum to pop down and then probably bounce from there. And we'll see if it plays down or it plays up, but it'll follow Bitcoin. That being said, remember guys, take care, trade sharp, and until next time, peace.